Yep.
Hello everyone, welcome to Anime Amigos. We are joined once again for a podcast where we have no idea what we're going to say, but we end up coming up with something anyway.
Yes.
I'm Calvin Atkinson, the Pokemon Punk.
I'm Mr. Gundam Guru.
I'm Ren the JoJo Genius.
I'm Mad Vanguard Vagrant, and we've had a terrible loss in between Anime Amigos. Unfortunately, our good friend Gregory Dandruff, a war veteran, ended up passing away at the age of 97. We miss him very dearly. He was a great asset here at Axiom for the Anime Amigos, and he did actually leave us. He knew his time was coming, so he did actually leave us one final message.
Oh no!
So
this will be hard to hear.
It will. So I want to share it with all of you for him.
Is this a Rick
These are the final words of Gregory Dandruff.
Hello, Anime Amigos. If you are listening to this, then that means I am finally gone. 97 years
Don't
of
laugh
life,
at him.
and it's finally over. We've all had amazing conversations the last few years, haven't we?
I don't
You've
remember.
heard my war stories. I've heard you
Okay,
talk
you
about
dementia.
Mokapon or whatever it's called. You've told me secrets because you thought I wouldn't spread them for as long as I lived. And you were right. But I'm not alive anymore, and you told me some horrible stuff. Stuff that I cannot keep hidden any longer.
Oh shit.
So I will tell them here, and use you and your television show to spread it far and wide.
He doesn't know what the internet is.
Renwick Brandy, you admitted to me that the reason you did so badly on the JoJo quiz was because you never actually seen an episode of the show. In fact, you never even watched any anime. You just look up summaries on Reddit and pick out the most controversial ones. Smell it, Chapalot. You get all your opening jokes from watching multiple hours of hentai and crying in the shower. Except for this one, which you admitted you blatantly stolen from Critical Role.
Okay, he's not wrong with that one.
Alvin Batkinson.
No wait.
I would share your secrets, but your actual life is so much worse. I spent my entire pension and savings on multiple
why are you slagging me off? It's him.
and whiskey just from hearing your life story. So I think I will spare you the pain of having your secrets spread. As for Reese, your secrets are absolutely horrible.
Yeah,
The most
fair point.
foul acts a man can do. Enough that if I were to share them, you would get hashtag bamboozled on the F app my wife uses to talk to the milkman. But I will share them anyway. Reese,
Oh no.
you... Oops. Too many beans for lunch. Anyway, Reese,
Sponsored by Heinz.
you evilly...
The amount of effort.
There was another one brewing. Well, I don't see why I can't continue through the farts. Yes, I might as well. Reese, the most evil man alive. You.
What?
Now that that's revealed, I can at last rest in peace. I can at last be allowed into the great bakery even in the sky. Perhaps I'll meet Elvis. Imagine that. Me meeting Elvis. Anyway, I'm going to sit in my chair and listen to Andre Ryu. I hope I don't listen. I hope I don't fall on a banana peel on the way to the radio. Imagine that, a banana peel.
Wait, the fuck do you mean you never heard of Andre Ryu?
I've never heard of Andre Ryu.
You must
Yeah.
have.
Fuck
Yeah.
it.
No.
Really famous composer.
Really famous classic composer?
Conductor as well.
He owns a fucking castle.
Oh, that's how you pronounce his name. I don't know.
Yeah, R-I-E-U.
Yeah, I know who he is now. You
Oh,
said
you-
that.
oh.
You said that. Yeah, but
Yeah.
I didn't know he
Anyway.
pronounced his name.
Well, God rest his soul.
Anyway, rest in peace, Gregory Dandruff. You will be missed. Luckily, by the way, he didn't die sipping on a banana peel.
And luckily,
That's good. He drank 10 gallons of Mountain Dew. AKA diet nuclear waste.
Now let us never ever speak of him again.
And that explains the farts.
Yep.
Nor have we mentioned him before.
Also,
That's the fucking dumbest joke I've ever done.
how did you get? Where'd you get the fart sound effect from?
YouTube.
Smart.
Well, in that case, will those parts be totally copyrighted?
Ooh. No, because it's stock.
How do you-
presumably.
How do you copyright a fart sound?
Well, people copyright music
We will
and
find a
noises.
way. We will find a way.
Fuck off, UMG.
Well, all I'm saying is Stranger Things have been copyrighted before.
Okay. So speaking of stupid things, bad sequels.
Yes.
So
Yes.
Yay.
we've this subject actually got suggested to us by a member of Axia as an idea for.
No, I think she came up with the idea for bad anime, but then we just sort of twisted it to bad sequels.
Well, we got.
Thank you, Amy.
So we.
You're a more valuable asset to Anime Amigos than any of us are.
So, but I kind of wanted to do this subject for a while, but I was wondering how we get around it. So, the basic criteria for what we're going to talk about today are they must be the second season or a later follow-up that was a significant downgrade to something that had, at least in the popular consciousness, was good.
Would you
So-
count bad anime movies that could be considered sequels?
Well, we'll consider it sort of, yes, because I've actually got an example on that.
Well, yeah, because you have one particular one around.
Two actually now, because you give me another one that idea.
Are they both on the same series?
No, different series.
Also, when we're talking about bad sequels, do we mean multiple people have said that they're bad, or our opinion of them?
General consensus. I'd say.
General consensus. These were
I think it could, obviously we've shared our opinions on the latest season of Attack on Titan, but we're very much the outliers in that. I think
Oh, no.
I have a few friends who still really like.
Yeah.
them.
Yeah, so general consensus on Attack on Titan is mixed.
Yeah.
Whereas if you take, for example, some of the examples we're going to do,
Yeah.
the general consensus is they were good to start with, and then they went significantly down.
Something that's more objectively bad.
So we'll obviously go through the prime examples, but there's several reasons why a sequel can fail. It's they went off the manga. They stopped going off the manga to do their own thing, and it was a terrible idea. A new studio gets a hold of it, and they don't understand how to take care of it.
Or they don't have the same budget.
Or the budget goes downhill. The creatives might leave them. There's the rare example is that the manga or the light novel or the source material they had went downhill, and anime only viewers are just.
I mean,
Getting the hang of it.
I can certainly think of a very good example of an anime for that, but it does have a massive fan base still. So it would be.
That's why I said rare example that one.
Yeah.
So these are like various examples. Or it's an unnecessary reboot. I often find so.
But that's not a sequel.
Yeah, I wouldn't really
Yeah.
say that's much of a sequel. That's more just doing the same story.
So
Yeah.
we're obviously then not going to talk about Digimon Adventure 2020.
20, no.
No, because that's a reboot. So
Yeah.
And though it is really bad and is often
Yeah.
considered bad by
It
fan
is
base.
bad, but it's the same cast, but it goes in a different direction.
It might be a bit of a misnomer for our category then, because we do say best
But-
sequel,
so-
but equally bad.
So for
yeah,
example,
I can't. For example, I don't think I can really talk about Boruto because.
Well, so I that's the one I had in mind.
Oh, right, okay.
I referred to.
No, the reason why was because most of the anime is anime original filler.
Yes, yeah.
whereas if you take for example, like in recent example, Digimon, the one that everyone agrees was the bad sequel was. Wasn't even was in its own continuity, for example. So is it technically a sequel?
Yeah, so that's what with other shows like Frontier we have or Cross Wars later on.
Yeah, exactly. Those ones were in their own continuity, but they were part of the same franchise, so they could be considered a sequel.
So same franchise but different cast and characters, completely new setting.
Or one example Elliot did.
Would we count worse sequels to already bad anime?
You could just go down that route, but I think for the purposes of this one, we should really focus on a very good first season, terrible follow-up.
Yeah, so in other words, Reese probably wouldn't be able to rant about Gundam Seed Destiny.
I would in the context of Gundam Seed, but not as Gundam overall.
So, for example, Seed Destiny, you agree, is the worst Gundam series, for example.
That's what you mean. Even though in Japan it's a very different consensus, but if you're from the West doesn't like it, Japan loves it.
What's the Japanese consensus on the worst Gundam, then?
What of theirs is Wing, even though us in the West love Wing, because it was our first localized one.
Is that why Wing never really got many follow-ups afterwards? I mean, didn't really need it. Actually, there's a prime example to start with. There's a movie that failed miserably. Gundam Wing Endless Waltz.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, the ending of Gundam Wing is very definitive and conclusive. That's another thing I don't like. That's one way sequels go bad. Overwriting a great ending.
Yeah.
Yes.
I can think of, in fact, both two examples that I have in my head actually both do that.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of something that has.
Because the examples I have are Eureka 7AO, that overwrites the ending of Eureka 7, which was perfect. And there's more I could go into on that one. And Madoka Magica's third movie, which was after the recap ones, and that overwrites Madoka Magica's ending, which again was great. They should have just ended Madoka Magica there. It would have been perfect. 12 episodes.
Only sequels I can think of that overwrite the original ending are Yu-Gi-Oh! Dark Side Dimensions and the Violet Evergarden movie. Both of those were really good.
Well,
So I can't really use them as examples.
well, the difference is with Dark Side Dimensions, it follows on from the manga, not the anime ending.
Okay.
So it's
Are
a
they
bit
different?
Disjointed that way.
Slightly
Yeah.
different. Yeah,
Yes.
but
Well, the big difference is in the anime, Kaiba goes to Egypt to see the final duel between Yugi and Atem, whereas in the manga he doesn't.
Yeah.
so he never got that closure.
Right.
Which is why in Dark Side Dimensions, Kaiba wants to kill himself and go to the afterlife to duel the Pharaoh one last time.
To be fair,
Yeah.
Kaiba, buy a gun! It's quicker and easier.
Yeah, do you think that's what his machine was? It wasn't a time travel machine. It was one of those suicide pods they have in Sweden.
Yeah, or just on Futurama.
can I?
It was the only prototype.
Yeah, what minus all the buzz saws and drills.
Yeah.
But the two examples you gave there, Elliot, Yu-Gi-Oh! And
Violet Evergarden.
Violet Evergarden, they were both good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whereas
I think some people do disagree with us on Violet Evergarden.
So,
Oh, really?
I don't think it's much because I think it's more because it kind of ruins some of Violet's arc in the anime, as in her arc is trying to get over the death of her sergeant, and all of a sudden he's alive again.
Yeah.
I disagree. on
I
that.
still I think the movie's great, but
Yeah.
I can understand why the people have that frustration.
I think Violet Evergarden itself, self-contained, is a fantastic thing, and
Yeah.
it didn't need that kind of story necessarily. But what we got was still good.
But that was in the light novel, though. I should point out.
Wait, I'm doing it. I'm doing it. Oh fuck! I was doing it.
yeah, stop it now.
I'm a hand sanitizer. Make your hands fart.
Sweaty hands?
The Major is alive in the light novel, so it wasn't as if this went off our full real intent. But
Right. Okay.
but that being said, Violet Evergarden's light novels and the series and movie are very different things. They only took a few stories from the light novel to adapt.
Yeah.
Most of
Oh,
it's
really?
original, yeah.
Are we considering, like, if a franchise has multiple movies and some of those are bad, do they count as bad sequels?
Maybe, but the major thing we want to... The major
I
point...
think the main question is it canon?
Okay, yeah.
So-
'cause,
because
Dragon Ball movies, like...
Yeah,
Yeah,
Like as an example, you weren't a big fan of the Slime movie, I don't think.
No, I wasn't.
And
And that's very much a non-canon story, so I
Okay.
don't think we can really
some of
count
them, until one of the characters gets popular, then they'll make it canon.
Yes.
Yeah, which is what I saw in Dragon Ball Z. With the two post-Z films, Battle of Gods and Resurrection F, were later retconned into canon through the adaptation in Super.
Were they meant
Yeah.
to be non-canon?
They originally
Yeah.
were, yes.
Ah, wow.
And then they decided, no, we'll make them canon.
Yeah, so basically after Dragon Ball Evolution came out and killed the franchise, they guys working on Battle of Gods
Lol.
to bring the franchise
I
back.
had no idea.
Now I will say, in my opinion of those, I like Battle of the Gods. I'm not a big fan of Resurrection of F.
Yeah.
And none of us like Evolution.
No one likes it.
Well,
I've never seen
no,
Evolution.
It's weird because they got.
I was about to say, fucking...
Of all people, Reese.
It's weird.
Well, the best is about Evolution, though. The actor who plays Piccolo, who plays Spike in Buffy, later came back to
Oh,
voice.
James Masters.
Yeah,
Oh,
he later came back in Dragon Ball Super for free to voice one of the villains.
Zava?
The green guy,
I know which one.
Zamas.
That's
There we
yeah,
go.
Zamasu, yeah.
Goddamn
Oh,
stutter.
is that him, is
Yeah,
it?
so he
wow.
came back for the English dub. I voiced him for free as redemption for Dragon Ball Evolution.
Lol, wow.
Was he
Yeah.
good in that?
Very good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean, it's James Masters. He's great in everything.
Can I also point out another thing about
That's
Dragon Ball
insane.
Evolution? The actors who play Goku and Bulma in that are the leads in the American version of Shameless.
Don't you mean
Really?
Geeko?
Yeah, seriously. It's Steve and Fiona from the American version of
The,
Shameless.
the teenage Goku who went to high school.
yeah.
Yeah.
God, I
White guy named Goku.
hate that movie.
Yeah.
Everyone does. It's an insult.
But-
Thank God for One Piece live action's really good.
Yeah.
And from what I've heard about what's the second season from the early previews, they're keeping up the strong first season.
So we
Yay!
don't have to talk about this episode.
No, but
But
not
next
even out
time,
we'll obviously cover One Piece season 2 when it
Next
comes out.
time on next time on Anime Amigos.
No, so one example I brought up there was, because I want to get it out of the way, so I'm not taking
Eureka 7.
Eureka 7 AO, which is the sequel to my favourite anime, and I actually had anticipation for it, because there had been a large gap between the two series, because Eureka 7 comes out between 2005 to 2006, and AO comes out in 2014, and is a 2-core, 24-episode series. You know, a lot of people compare Eureka 7 to Evangelion. It's not really that justified because they have similar themes, but they are very different shows. AO, they just said, "Now we're going to be Evangelion."
Okay.
Put it this way: the main character has a terrible relationship with his father and has to pilot a mech to get over it. Joins a group defending the planet with 2 girls who he has a bit of a fractious relationship with.
Okay.
And it also has several events of time travel and memory erasure.
Right.
It also has a villain who's like this eponymous human character that can fight the mechs.
Okay.
Normally has a weird connection with the lead character. This is Evangelion!
Is the main character in that movie the same as the main character in the original Eureka 7?
No, it's their son.
Yeah.
It's Al, who is...
They fucked?
Oh, yeah. No, by the end of it, they are...
Oh, damn.
By the end of it, by the end of it, they are married. That's the real problem, though. Ao is a rubbish protagonist. Also, the ending of Eureka 7 AO completely erases the ending of Eureka 7 because Eureka 7's ending is basically the theme of you are not subject to destiny. You can make your own fate, and it's up to you to put the effort in to receive that. The Eureka 7 AO's ending is just, nah, you can't change anything. You might as well go with it.
So that one is basically fate's a dick. Dicks, fuck you.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, and I hate it.
No, it just says that Final Destination was right all along.
And it's such a downer. And other aspects of that make it a downer ending. I mean, they got Johnny Young Bosch back to voice Renton for a few episodes, but it was fucking pointless. Him being there. But anyway, that's one example. Madoka Magica does a similar thing because Madoka Magica had that ending, which was perfect and definitive, and then it basically says, "No, we're going to erase that ending so we can keep this franchise going."
I can't think of many anime that do this, but a good film example recently is Black Phone 2.
Yeah, Black Phone 2 has no reason to exist.
No, not at all. It's like, the first one's perfectly.
Can we think of actually an anime sequel that had no reason to exist, but it does anyway, other than
Boruto? in my opinion.
The number of Dragon Ball films, I don't know.
I mean, realistically,
Yeah.
Dragon Ball Super, honestly.
Yeah.
No, I could.
Sadly.
No, I can actually think of one perfectly. Megalobox.
Yeah, but that one's a really fucking good sequel.
Yeah, it's a decent sequel, but it's not a good. It's not.
It's decent. No, I disagree. I think it's really good.
I just didn't like the fact they said that really great ending was just like, nah, they all went to shit afterwards.
Yeah, but it kind of like, I mean, it's kind of Rocky too. Like, it's kind of like just a Rocky series, I guess. It's essentially anime Rocky.
Well, Reese then. So, being frank here, do we think that Dragon Ball Super meets the criteria for bad sequel to good anime?
Yeah, and that's also the consensus of a lot of fans.
Yeah.
Since Super was very poorly thought out, very rushed.
Yeah.
Power creep has gone through the roof now.
Yeah.
I feel like with Dragon Ball...
Like, how many fucking Super Saiyan forms are there now?
I know, yeah.
Yeah, especially with Diamond on top of it, because we got Super Saiyan 4 back.
It does feel like with Dragon Ball, they never knew when to stop.
No.
Yeah. Because it was all about going higher and higher and selling more merchandise.
The king of the sky.
Yeah.
He's flying so fast and he's flying so high.
And copyright strike.
Yes. But yeah, like, I think that's it. Like, they wanted to capitalise off Resurrection F and Battle of the Gods.
Yeah.
I think introducing the fucking Super Saiyan Blue in Resurrection F was really stupid because we just got like Super Saiyan
Gods,
and now we have Super Saiyan Gods, Super Saiyan. Hello?
Like
which is such a poorly thought out name, and then they had to retcon later in the manga. Just calling Super Saiyan Blue.
Yeah, literally.
Which is a much better name for it.
Which is weird because Super Saiyan God with red hair, it's still called Super Saiyan God. It's not called Super Saiyan Red.
But
So it's Super Saiyan God and Super Saiyan Blue.
Yeah.
it does feel weird though. With the Super Saiyan God looks so much like the Kaioken.
Yeah.
Kaio what?
Yeah. We don't talk about that here. That secret died with Gregory Dandruff.
Yeah. So what is? So I think there's a few examples that me and Elliot sort of had in our heads. Like the prime example. One you mentioned was Blue Exorcist.
Yeah, I don't know if that's an unpopular opinion though. Because I mean, it's popular enough that it's getting a 5th season.
Well, Blue Exorcist's big thing was, unlike a couple of the examples we're going to mention, that one had to pivot back to the manga.
Yeah.
A popular that's one of the few examples I see where the first half went almost a completely anime only, and it was well received by the fans.
Well, second half.
Well, second half, yeah, but the first season of the show.
Yeah, first season.
The first season of the show was largely anime only, and yet it was received very well. And normally that's not a case. Normally people hate anime only stuff.
Yeah, because it's kind of the reason why I'm a bit mixed on it. Because first of all, I'd say it's similar to Reese's argument with Attack on Titan Season 2, how that kind of kills the hype with such a long break. The difference is there's like a 10-year break gap.
But correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel the way Blue Exorcist ended, there wasn't a hype for a season 2. It was fully self-contained. Whereas Attack on Titan left her on a massive cliffhanger with the Colossal Titan's face in the wall, hyping up a season 2.
Yeah,
then we had the 4-year.
I'm more just mean like it was similar though.
Yeah,
like there was a massive gap, and also I think they changed studios, and the animation in this studio just had a massive downgrade.
Yeah, that was another big.
Like the fight scenes in Season 1 were really well done, and then Season 2 is just not great.
So I'll give you one example actually of a show where the long gap doesn't necessarily mean a show is going to turn out bad. For example, Amatsu, a really nice slice of life scuba diving one, that had a 2-year gap.
We also had Panty and Stocking again recently.
Yeah, Panty and Stocking came back and that did very well.
Yeah, especially because it took over a decade.
A really big one that came out last year, From Me to You.
Yeah, very long.
That had a 16-year gap.
And yet
fans were still craving for it when it came back.
And when it came back, it went down incredibly well.
Yeah.
No, it's a reboot, so it doesn't count. So Ranma 1/2 we can't have.
Yeah, I mean, that's a reboot.
Yes, but there's another. But
no, well, I mean another gap. Mr. Tonegawa middle management.
Yes,
very long.
Gap.
We needed more.
Literally.
The point is, a long gap doesn't mean a sequel's going to immediately turn out bad. No. You don't have to get one out within a year of the first.
It also depends how much hype there is going into it.
I guess no, actually, another one that I don't think was killed despite the gap. ReZero.
ReZero, yes, very long gap, but that
very long gap between seasons 1 and 2. Season 2 came back with thanks.
One of the things they did though geniusly before they brought out season 2 was they did the director's cut to get people re-hyped for it, because that gave you a good excuse to re-watch.
Yeah, and that one actually left with a cliffhanger as well.
Yeah. Which was a very good cliffhanger, and ReZero is still great to this day.
Oh yeah.
Oh, it's one of the best. It's one of the best isekai.
Yeah.
Honestly, I say objectively the best isekai. I just prefer Slime a bit more.
One of the funny things is that's definitely an opinion that we between us we're a bit of an. I would say we're not the consensus on this one because ReZero is a very polarizing anime.
Really?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
What
people think it's a bit of an incel fantasy.
How many of those people like jobless reincarnation?
Yes, most of them do.
Yeah.
You cannot say it is an incel fantasy and support Rudy.
Yeah,
exactly. That was my.
Get out of your fucking basement.
It's the same with Shield Hero as well. They don't like Shield Hero, but they like Jobless Reincarnation.
I'd say people enjoy Reader of a Healer as well.
Okay. Yeah. That one staggers me, but it's particularly that one, considering the content of that one, and then they have if you like Reader
to the people who have these opinions, please, for the love of God, do not breed.
But the thing about it is, for me, the one so we've read a couple of examples, but there's a few that are obvious examples of like these were consensually the absolute worst.
Yeah, like when I talk about bad sequels, these are the ones that are always wrong.
Like when you bring up bad albums by great bands, you always bring up Saint Anger by Metallica.
Yeah. Or Risk by Megadeth.
Or Risk by Megadeth. Or you bring up what's the one when Slayer tried to go nu metal and it was an absolute disaster.
I guess probably Uno Dos Tres by Green Day.
Uno Dos Tres is a terrible album by Green Day. I don't know what they were thinking making that.
We could do this all day.
But the point is, these are the general consensus of this was a terrible idea. Oh, another good example, Generation Swine by Motley Crue.
You can say that with most of Motley Crue's discography, though.
Yeah, but that's particularly bad even by their standards. because they tried to be everything in the 90s all at once.
Yeah.
And they also worked with Bryan Adams on one song.
Throw enough shit at the wall, see what sticks.
Yeah, so basically
That's right.
that was the album. Even the former singer who left midway through the recording said that was basically how we were making the album. Throw whatever shit at the wall and post it to say, make it like Oasis meets Pantera, and then add a bit of David Bowie in and Cheap Trick. Like, well, how am I supposed to do this?
Yeah,
So the few that I can think of are Promised Neverland, which is a big one for Elliot.
Yeah.
One Punch Man, which is currently out a minute.
Is that a consensus?
Yes.
Oh,
One
yeah.
Punch Man is
Yeah,
very-
everyone agrees One Punch Man went downhill after season 1.
Good.
Tokyo Ghoul Route A,
Yeah.
and probably I'd
Blue Lock.
Yeah,
Blue Lock.
also Blue Lock. I'm talking about.
Blue Lock, which I mean, there's and they all fail for very different reasons. So in Blue Lock's case, it's the animation budget's gone down completely.
And it was also the production oversight as well.
Like, they got screwed over, apparently.
Massively between... so season 1 was 24 episodes. Season 2 itself was only 14 episodes.
Yeah.
That's not enough time to tell.
And production was slashed. The director of episode 1 didn't come back for episode 2, for season 2. They had complete overhaul of the animation staff. They had to outsource it to foreign companies. Because at the same time they were doing season 2, they were doing the film about Nagi. So resources were split between them. And all while 8-Bit was focused on that, they were also doing Slime Diaries at the same time.
Yeah.
I would make the... I'm going to defend a little bit by it being 14 episodes, because it is one arc. Meanwhile, season 1 did... Like, that was pretty much 2 arcs. That was like the initial training and then them going through the trials. This one was just a big match.
They are at a bit of an issue because...
But, they got screwed.
They are at a bit of an issue as well because Blue Lock, its manga's not finished at the time of recording.
Yeah.
It's got over 30 volumes.
I know, it's like
So much football.
so much football, so little time. It's like being on Sky Sports. It's not like there was a studio change. I mean, obviously you mentioned about the outsourcing, but this was still done by 8-Bit, and most of the creative forces came back to do it.
Not most of them, only some came back. So it's like a lot of directors, animation staff left or were replaced, and with the outsourcing to foreign companies.
Yeah, Yuji Hibara's in the slot of director for that season, and he did the first season of the Slime Diary. So again, he was being put between those two shows.
And he was also only the director from episode 2 onwards. He was not the original
The
director.
fact that they put more effort into fucking Slime Diaries.
Yeah.
Well, they know that's. I mean,
It's a good show, but seriously, the second season to one of the biggest sports anime in years, or spin off to fucking Slime Isekai.
I think sometimes the decisions are probably made way in advance at this point. And like, because I think Slime Diaries, it's an established franchise. They know they're going to make money from it. I think it's a safer bet to put money into that.
Yeah.
They maybe they didn't expect Blue Lock to be as big as it was.
Yeah.
No,
I mean, the reason Velma got a second season was because they had a commission for 2 right from the bat.
Yeah.
Well, okay. Well, here's
So where's this? I've got it here now. So we had 2 new directors. One was episode 1, episode 2 onwards. Same scripts overseer, but new chief animation director, along with 2 others filling the same role. Animation director and a new action director as well. So all the animation people were all new and all from overseas as well.
So it'd be the equivalent right now of us, Ren having to take a break for a while to work on another project, and we'd have to get someone else in who knows Ren's subject and have everything he's going to say on the dot, ready to go with like an hour left before we start recording.
Yeah, so
at that point, it's like no matter what your intentions are, there's going to be some fall down.
Yeah, and we have also had some of these new animators come out and speaking, like Martin Reyes, who's one of them, who's worked also on the Neo Otome anime, and Dan Dadan, came in saying the crunch was extremely bad.
Yeah.
And so for these outside people, they had to start from scratch for these animations.
Yeah.
And these outside people, they couldn't do enough to fill a full episode. So just for release, the higher-ups took the small bits that these other people have made, threw them all out, and which is why we got slideshows and PNG files in the episode.
Now,
so the work that was done was thrown out.
Yeah.
Now, hopefully, this can improve down the line. We can get more Blue Lock that's actually good.
Yes, season 3 is due to come out next year.
Do you think though that people will have been too bad by that?
I think they will, if I'm honest.
Well,
yeah. Well, so the story is still good. It's still the same writers. So all that side is still great. It's just the visual aspect.
and of course, they have been faithfully adapting the manga.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the downside right now is just like still imaging and really bad CGI in the background for the football players.
Yeah.
Where they look horrendous.
Yeah, they did. They looked utterly
So
useless.
if you take anything else out, the core product is still good. So story's good, characters good, character design, music's still good. It's just the animation that lets it down.
Can we think of examples where a sequel's been handed to a different studio and actually they've done really well with it?
Vinland Saga?
Yeah, Vinland Saga.
Which studio did not take Season 2, Vinland Saga?
Right, okay.
So that was handed over.
It was Mappa, wasn't it?
Yes, it was
It was
Mappa.
Mappa,
Yeah, Mappa takes over from Wit Studios with Season 2 of Vinland Saga. They did a fantastic
Yeah.
job.
Did it happen with Attack on Titan as well?
That was
Yeah.
Season
Three
3
onwards.
onwards. The Wit Studios left it.
Well, Season 3 is the best season, so...
Yeah. But also to tie back into Blue Lock, the animation studio 8-bit, they also took over Layback Camp for Season 3.
And Layback Camp was pretty good.
And
That
that
was
was good.
good animation!
Yeah.
So that was just a case of bad circumstances more than anything else. And to Ren's point about when these decisions are made in advance, one of the things that influences these decisions is merchandise sale, not manga sales, merchandise sales.
Yeah.
So they'll be looking at how many figurines and how did Slime sell, how many figurines did Blue Lock sell, how much were people going out to buy like posters, how much. That's what these...
I mean, as anime fans, what would they pick? Shion or football?
Literally, harem or boys in tracksuits.
Yeah, but at the same time, Season 2, they were doing the film about Nagi. That was still a pretty decent success because I got $23 million globally.
So they are going to look at Blue Lock and say this is a bit of a moneymaker if they wanted to keep going with it.
Yeah, but it also helped as well for Season 2. They were going into the World Cup hype as well.
Yeah, but also another one. How much money did the Slime movies make? Because I reckon they made more money than.
Yeah. I think the first Slime movie was like probably one of the top 10 most profitable films.
And is a new one out yet? Because I saw tickets were going on sale for it.
We got the trailer. It's out in February, I think.
And the hype for it is pretty good. That one I reckon will be very highly grossing. You never would have thought, looking at... When I saw the first poster for that time I got reincarnated as Slime, I never thought this is going to be one of the biggest franchises in anime in a few years' time.
It is fucking good.
And
It's really good.
I know, I completely underestimated when I first saw it, but I'm completely on board for it. I loved it when I saw it.
So I haven't finished the latest season, or I haven't watched the latest season of Demon Slayer, but like people have told me that and recent additions to it. In terms of
But I'm going to say those...
Yeah, but
again,
the
we're
thing
going
is, if you ask me, that's because the manga goes downhill, if you ask me.
Okay, sure.
So there's an example of where manga goes downhill, but even so, Demon Slayer's later season being so bad is not general consensus.
Yeah.
I'd say it's a
mixed bag.
Mixed bag compared to the other examples we've done where there's general consensus that these were bad. And
is it maybe the same comparison as something like My Hero Academia might get, where people have just worn thin on the concept and it's not as fun as it was?
Maybe it's... Well, I mean, the last season kind of had the same problem as My Hero Academia, whereas in the last season was just a fucking training arc.
Well, my problem... This actually has my problem, actually, with the anime fandom in this one, because I don't like the fact that it's often in a stage where it so needs the next thing to come along, and then they're not interested in the previous thing continuing. It's like, you begged for a sequel, and now you're not interested.
My problem with the anime fan is that they just want flash and lights, good big fight scenes. They don't care about characters or story. Again, how the fuck did solo leveling beat Free Ren?
I do like to point out though, but at the same time, you say that, but Free Ren is the highest rated anime on my anime list and Anime Planet. It is, it's achieving great success at the minute.
The second season's out next season.
Yeah,
and it's probably one of the most hyped shows next year.
Exactly. So I think Free Ren's won in the long run.
Yeah.
Whereas and also you got to remember what has been one of the most hyped shows of the year so far. It's been The Fragrant Flowers That Bloom with Dignity, and that is a very character-driven show.
Yeah.
Keep an eye on that. That could be one of our wild cards in next month. That's another thing though. I'm trying. One example of an anime where there was a lot of hype going into the second season and they completely bungled it up. The Promised Neverland.
Yes.
Okay. Here's my sense on some of the other shows. Now, I can still think you can enjoy things like One Punch Man Season 2 and Blue Lock, because it's ultimately the same story.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't think I've ever seen a second season that has fucking angered me more than The Promised Neverland. Because first season, beautiful, amazing, no notes. It was all good. It was all good. It ended at a really good point.
Yeah.
It's ended at like where the anime ended, where that arc ended. We got to, I think, the first chapter of volume 5. So
that's a pretty good place to end it.
That was a really good place to end it. They had escaped. Spoilers first, by the way. They had escaped the farm. It had been great. Guess where season 2 starts going wrong?
It's like, doesn't it start in like volume 7 or 8, and they skip like 2 volumes or something like that?
It starts at volume 3 on the 3rd arc, and they skip to the 9th.
Wow.
They skip most of the fucking story.
Wow.
Yeah, they did. They skipped a ton.
Like, just for the record, I haven't finished the manga. Where I got up to, I think I got just before the Goldie Pond arc, which a lot of people consider the peak of Promised Neverland. But there was so much that they just fucking skipped. Like, I give shit to King's Game because it adapts 10 volumes into a 12 episode series. Try 16.
Yeah.
That's the problem.
Over 150 chapters of a manga.
One of the problems they had as well, there was definitely something going on behind the scenes with that one, because by the end of it, most of the creatives were taking their name off the credits.
Yeah.
So clearly there was some sort of butting of heads with corporate and the creatives. Because it's not as if there's changed studios or changed who was working on it.
But
Cloverworks comes back to do it. They get many of the same... I believe it's the same director.
But here's the thing. They start skipping things, like, pretty much from the first episode.
Yeah.
Like, perfect example, in the anime and the manga, they both learned that one of the books they bring with them, like a storybook of Ugo, was actually a guide for surviving in the actual world. Like, a lot of the fantastical things are disguised as real things they would see outside of the farm. In the anime, they just learn it. Okay. They just sort of see like a waterfall or something and just go, "Oh shit, this is a manual." Mm-hmm. In the manga, they discover this because they end up getting caught in a bunch of roosts by vampiric trees that Emma recognizes as, "Oh shit, this is something from the Adventures of Ugo." Except it just disguises it instead of trees and snakes and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. And they make this a connection, and that's how they learn how to escape the situations. Mm-hmm. It's fucking clever. It's a clever story with clever characters, and this show just fucking ruins it.
And it's not as if there's not talented people working on this show. Like Mamoru Kanabe, who is the chief director, he did the first season, but he also did Elfin Lied, he did The Perfect Insider, which... Actually, The Perfect Insider has its issues, but he also did like Shomishin How to Be Ordinary. That was a decent show.
That show was really good. That was a really good show.
Was there some?
Watch Shomishin.
Was there some sort of like event, or was there like a downturn or something?
I don't know.
Put it this way.
That's the unfortunate thing. I don't know.
I tried to look into this for recording this. I couldn't. Maybe my Googling skills are not very good, but I could not find articles that had a definitive answer of this is where it went wrong.
I think it's kind of safe to show how angry I was with the fact that this is my most hyped season of the year, and Ren got further into it than I did.
Yeah.
Like, I stopped when they learned that Norman was still alive.
Yeah.
Again, spoilers. Which
it wasn't obvious.
Which in the manga, I haven't got to that point, but I imagine that was a really big deal, and that was like going to be a really big reveal. In the anime, it just casually pops up like, "Oh hey, I'm alive." You're just like, we had all that build up to your death, and that is how we learn about it.
Yeah, it's like nothing.
To be fair, that I often thought Norman was alive from the start.
And the thing that especially made me rage quit, because I could have forgiven the. Sorry, I know I'm going on a massive tangent, but fuck it. In the manga, there is when the kids find that underground bunker.
Yeah.
Within there, they find a surveillance room, and in it is an adult man who was an escapee from one of the farms. I think it was actually the same farm that they escaped from. And he is a fucking amazing character. Like, he is very standoffish with the kids at first. He doesn't like them, but he comes out of his shell. We learn just how tragic his backstory is, and we just think. And I remember reading that, just thinking, I cannot wait to meet you in the anime, because you're such a good character. I cannot wait to meet you. In the anime, they open the room, it's empty.
Yep.
He's not there. I've seen so many people who I've gone on Reddit when looking this up. I've seen so many people say, yeah, that they fucking rage quit the anime, and that's the moment where I just thought, oh no.
It's awful when that happens, because you can be so invested in something and like mishandling circumstances. If it hurts you, it's
especially as, again, the first season adapted the first two arcs perfectly. Like, it was genuinely the perfect adaptation, and then that one came out.
Yeah, especially because we all love season 1.
It's my anime of 2019.
Yeah.
I thought it was fucking amazing.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, I've to be fair though, some people will. The point of being these ones was these were the ones that no one disagrees with. So, for example, what Dusk Beyond the End of the World is one of my favorite anime from this season at the minute. I don't know if it's going to be my favorite, because it's gone a bit weird in the last around episode 6 and 7.
Yeah,
but the point is, it's got way too low of an average score on. Most of the ones I like are getting very low average scores on this one, and most of the ones I don't like are getting pretty decent scores on this.
That's how we count.
What's the score for the Kamen Rider one?
Kamen Rider's pretty good at the minute.
Is it possible that I'm out of touch with the
I'm
children?
just looking
No, it's the children who are wrong.
I'm looking up worst anime sequels at the minute. Eureka 7 AO was on there.
Thank you.
Berserk, but I think that's probably more the reboot.
Yeah, with the CGI one.
Dragon Ball GT.
No, don't do this to me.
Let's face
Promise
it.
Neverland, yeah. 7 Deadly Sins.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, those ones didn't turn out well.
Black Butler 2, yeah, that was entirely non-canon anyway. Sea Destiny.
Yeah.
Darker Than Black.
Yeah, that's what I mentioned.
One Punch Man. I'm sorry, Yashahime. That was good.
Oh, yeah, you did watch
Now, is that comparing it to the original Inuyasha or for the later seasons of Yashahime?
I don't know. Because
So-
was the later half of that not that good?
Yeah, because it did start to go downhill. Even I dropped off. But that first season we got of Yashahime was really good.
Okay, yeah.
So,
Because I remember really liking the
let's
first season.
So
Can I stick on Elliot's theme of like having been wounded by an anime sequel? Because that's basically what One Punch Man did to me.
yeah, well, One Punch
Yeah.
Man is the next one we need to talk about,
Yeah,
really.
yeah,
So One
yeah.
Punch Man, that's currently getting bad reviews again with season 3. So it looks like
Deservedly.
they've learned
Yeah.
nothing from what went wrong in season 2.
It's quite unbelievable for me. I read the manga like before the anime came out because I absolutely loved it. The art's by Murata, who did My Shield 21, and you can the quality of his animation even in the slow drawings is incredible. And then the actual original show comes out, and my god, it fucking blew me away. With
It
how
looks really
it's
good.
wonderful it was.
Yeah, it's kind of funny because the manga, when you look at the original story, it was done by one
It's a webcomic.
who did Mob Psycho.
Yeah.
And he is objectively terrible at art.
Yeah.
Like when you look at the original artwork for that. But people loved the story just because of how fucking good it was.
Yeah.
And then
especially because one even admits he's not a good artist.
Yeah. And then the first season comes out and perfect adaptation.
Yeah.
Mm. And it's really interesting actually because you'd think that if we were just watching an anime of one story, that the animation quality shouldn't matter because if his original art style doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But I do think the manga is way more popular than the original
But
webcomic.
Yeah.
But yet to go from one of the most popular anime shows of all time, I'd say, and with that quality of animation, and to dip completely and utterly, like you mentioned slideshow images on Blue Lock before. It might as well have been slideshow images. At some
It's
point.
gotten worse in season 3.
How can you do
Especially
this?
as where it was like a fucking 6-7 year gap
Yeah.
between seasons.
Hang on, just to be safe on this one.
So
It was before the pandemic. I remember that one.
Yes,
and
no,
season 2
no,
came
no,
out while we were doing
No,
Anime
One
Amigos.
Punch Man came out. First season came out in 2015. I remember that one because it was.
10 years now. Damn.
Yeah.
Fucking hell.
And let's see, season 2 comes out in 2019,
Okay, so yeah, 6 years.
and this current season, which we're watching now, which doesn't appear to be on here actually.
Well, we all know where.
It's so bad it's not even listed.
I mean, we all know where it came out, Cav. You
Yeah.
have to look that one
Yeah.
up.
So obviously there's a massive gap between the shows. 4-year gap from season 1 to season 2, and a 6-year gap from season 2 to season 3. How did you have 6 years and a pandemic, and you still?
Well,
Especially as it's not like this is like, oh, a spur of the moment release.
No.
This has been hyped
Yeah,
for years.
absolutely.
Now, I know one thing people might bring up here, which is the ripple effects of the pandemic, that we were feeling them for quite a few years afterwards, of that time we lost to make creative things. But I would say once we get past 2023, 2024, you can't go down that excuse anymore.
Yeah.
I mean, with it coming out in 2019, that was before the pandemic.
Yeah, but the point
Yeah.
is, if they were working on it during the pandemic, that would have cost them their time.
I mean,
Season 3.
counter argument, perfect counter argument actually. Jujutsu Kaisen
Yeah,
Yeah.
prime
that
example.
came out during the pandemic, and then after the pandemic, brilliant,
Yeah.
really good animation.
You know,
Really good animation.
yeah, no, that's the point I'm making. It's like
You can't use that excuse.
You can't use
Yeah.
that excuse for why
Yeah.
season 3's turned out the way it has.
Yeah, that's the argument I was making as
So
well.
there was a changeover between studios. So who did the initial and who did?
Initially, it was
Madhouse.
Madhouse.
Yeah.
Took season 1, season 2, and I believe season 3 are JC Staff.
So
And JC Staff are not a bad studio.
What
else did you do?
Konosuba,
Yeah.
Food
Food Wars.
Wars, The Disastrous Life of Saki K. I haven't watched that, but I've heard it's good.
Yeah.
Maid Summer, I like that.
You could make the point.
Toradora, one of my all-time favorite anime.
Bakuman, they did Bakuman.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Tsukimichi, and one of my favorite isekais.
Tsukimichi.
You also done
Oh,
that.
Damachi, yeah, I was just about to say.
None of these are the type of shonen anime.
They did one of the certain magical index spin-offs.
Yeah,
Like the
well,
closest thing out of all these to One Punch Man, and correct me if you think I'm wrong on this, but I think the closest thing to One Punch Man they've done is Food Wars. As in this hyper, over-the-top shonen show.
Yeah, I say that's fair.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean they're both kind of parodies of shonen.
Yeah, they're both parodies of shonen. Let's face it. Like you could say, well, things like Danmachi.
Yeah, well,
and...
I don't remember any showing where the girls people's fucking clothes rip off when they eat grapes.
You could say things like Danmachi. You could say obviously fairy tales there because they did 100 Years Quest, which surprises me considering they don't often do 3D animation.
So did JC Stuff also do season 3?
Yes, I believe JC. I'll double check on the seasonal charts because it's not coming up on One Punch Man's.
You've got to wonder why they got rid of it initially. I wonder if like the cost was way too much actually, and they didn't make as much money as they wanted to with it, so they thought let's.
Yes, it is. To answer your question, yes, it is
JC
JC Staff who is doing the current. I get a sense that JC Staff has got this thing they don't know what to do with it.
I also think that JC Staff, like based on the other anime of theirs that I've seen, it's not up to the standard of something like Madhouse or like,
Look,
generally.
they're not known for their incredible animation like
No.
Madhouse is known for.
So it's I can't understand why this has happened.
But that's not to say their shows have bad
No.
animation. Like, if you watch a single season of Food Wars, you'll never say that show has
Sure.
bad animation.
Oh, that show had really good animation.
Yeah.
Well, it did go downhill in season 5.
Well, yeah, I mean,
Well, in all fairness, that's because that
They did
season was that in the manga that storyline was terrible.
it does
Yeah.
just
That was a storyline that got the manga cancelled.
It does just feel like a phenomenal fumble for this level of show. Imagine if this is what the second season of Attack on Titan was like.
Can I also point out each season had a different chief director?
Okay, so
Season 3's chief director is Shinpei Nagi.
No, Dr. Stone.
Okay.
To be fair,
Tony
he's,
Kawa.
but no, he didn't direct Doctor Stone. He was a storyboardist for that show. But he storyboarded for shows like Banana Fish, Doctor Stone, New World, Tonikawa season 2.
Dimensional Seduction.
Yeah, that. But in terms of directing, his only major claim before this was I can't understand what my husband is saying, which is a very good show, but that doesn't prep you for doing One Punch Man.
No.
And then if you go to season 2, for example, season 2's, which is where it starts going downhill. Season 2's directed by, let's see, who did season 2?
G5.
There we are. That's Chikara Sakurai. And again, I mean, he's not like he's done something. Like he did the Shenmue animation recently, but he'd only been a chief director for one show prior to this, and it's a show called Magimoji Rumaro, which was a sort of an ecchi witch show that came out in 2014. And again, that long of a gap from in that chair, and it's not. Again, that doesn't prep you for doing one
especially
punishment.
because it's such a different genre.
And who did the original anime? Who directed that?
And okay, so now the original is direct. The original, when it was at Madhouse, that's got Shingo Natsume directing it, and he was ready for doing this because his previous thing is he worked with Shigeru Watanabe on Space Dandy. He's the co-director.
Oh, wow.
He's the co-director on that.
Oh, he also did Aka 13, which we enjoyed.
Which one?
Aka
13.
Aka 13. It was
That was all right.
Yeah.
I mean, he did do Boogie Pop and others, which wasn't very good.
The original Boogie Pop was good, I heard. It's just I think that one was...
Yeah, though he directs the one we didn't really like. And I mean, he's not done much since, like, Sunny Boy. I remember that one was a bit... It was all right, but no one really talks about that anymore.
Good ideas, bad execution.
But the point is, you look at their credits beforehand. Like, if you talk, like, you say who's going to direct the first season. Oh, it's the guy who worked with Shinichiro Watanabe on Space Dandies, both of those seasons.
Yeah.
And that let's face it, Space Dandy is a lot closer to One Punch Man.
I think... I don't know, maybe... They thought they had a golden goose and just thought, oh, we don't have to try, people are going to come.
This is
like, it's kind of... I'm going to quote Alvin and the Chipmunks here. Just Dave, they're chipmunks who sing. People will come.
Yeah. It's like Fast and Furious films.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You know, well, I mean, not so much because they're just churning them out, but this is like, I mean, even Disney with Star Wars, you could argue.
Yeah.
This is a cash cow. We can take it in a totally new direction. People will love it. 8 and 9. What the fuck happened?
I'll give you another example in video game form. Call of Duty. That's got a lot of little and they might have actually flown too close to the sun with this most recent entry.
Halo.
And Halo example, Xbox always thought Halo was going to sell, and they finally now realised it's not that big a seller.
So they just went back and made the first one all over again.
And said, let's bring it on PlayStation, that way we get a new audience.
That's the age of nostalgia and remakes, isn't it? That's what makes money.
But at least with that one, you could say there's some decent business decision there with, we got a whole new audience by putting this on PlayStation.
Yeah.
Well, it's also losing that audience because they're not including multiplayer for it. No, it's just the campaign.
Which at that point you wonder why they didn't just put a Master Chief Collection on. But we did a whole professional about this.
Yeah, we talked about it.
Which you can find on this channel.
Hashtag plug.
I'm not in it this time, so you can now watch it.
Neither am I. I'm not in any of them. I'm in one of them ages ago.
Yeah, you did
the Elden Ring one.
Elden Ring 1 year later.
Which you have not done for a game since.
Yeah.
No. But I mean, we could do Elden Ring Night Ring 1 year later.
Reese would have a brain aneurysm if you did that.
Yep. And
Reese would not be...
Come on, you bastards! It was terrible.
Hello, welcome to Fresh and Professional, and Reese has already broken down.
Yeah, Reese will be the Night Lord that we have to fight at the end.
Yes, the three of us all saying good things about it, then Reese is the Night Lord at the end, and we have to stop.
You all got terrible opinions.
Bro, you like Daemon X Machina?
The first one, yeah. First one was decent. Second one, oof.
I did not like the first one.
Okay. But the one we've been darting around is the one that is another one of the prime examples of a bad sequel, Tokyo Ghoul Route A.
I did not watch this one, luckily. I read the manga.
So I've not seen any Tokyo... I've seen a bit of a sequel to Tokyo Ghoul, but not...
That would have been Re.
Yes, that's the one I've seen some of. That's one
so let's see, Tokyo Ghoul Route A, which by the...
In all fairness, Re wasn't a good adaptation either.
I know the OP.
Can I put... But the problem is... Let's face it though, Route A is so bad that it put the franchise in a position where they almost couldn't recover with Re afterwards. Yeah. Because they had to dart back to the manga. This is a prime example of the opposite. They went off the manga completely and told the most boring, nothing story.
Yeah, wasn't Route A, from what I remember, Kaneki during the Aragiri tree, whatever it's called?
Yeah, but they don't... Kaneki's barely in the show.
In the manga, Kaneki is building up a crew to fight against them. Like, seriously, this is what... The manga, really good. Like, in all fairness, Kaneki, I think gets half the spotlight in the manga at this point, but that's because the other half is spent on Amon. The guy at the ghoul killer guy, and they do interesting stuff with him. He's actually an interesting character.
Can I point out as well? This went so badly. The director hasn't worked on an anime since 2015.
God damn.
Yeah, Tokyo. And it's not as if it wasn't. It was a different director, a different studio, same studio and same chief director. It's Shohei Morita. And again, he's not a bad director. Tokyo Ghoul's first season is good.
Yeah. I mean, I think season 1 is a bit rushed. I mean, you are adapting 7 volumes of a manga into a 12-episode anime, but I think overall it got the key points in.
Yeah, and again, studio. It's Studio Period that does the first 2 seasons, and
they did Bleach. That was your Blood War.
Yeah, they did also Kingdom. Much Kingdom.
GTO, hell yeah. Naruto.
Yona of the Dawn.
Bring us to season 2, please.
I didn't know they did Naruto. Oh, so that's so funny that they switched from one of the big 3, from one to the other of the big 3.
Yeah, it is.
Just One Piece next.
So they've got their credentials.
So 9 pages. How much have they done?
Well,
they've done a lot.
I mean, they've been around from 2000. Looks like.
Jesus.
Now, but obviously, clearly, there was some issues with the rights holders because I'm imagining when we get to Tokyo Ghoul Re, they didn't move studios, no, but they did bring on Saint Signpost to help.
Yeah, because
also did Kingdom as well.
I still find it kind of weird that they just went straight to Re, considering the fact that didn't both the anime, because I lent you my copies of the manga, didn't they both end very differently?
Oh, Street Signpost, not Saint.
I think. I could be wrong, but that would make more sense.
Yeah, but the point is, Perrier didn't lose the license with Tokyo. The reason why is because Route A is so bad that they have to quickly pivot back to the manga, but they don't have time to rewrite all the stuff they did with Route A. They don't have time to retcon it. They just have to just immediately say, right, forget everything, just move to this point.
Which is weird because if you've only watched the anime and then went straight into to Re, you're gonna be very fucking confused.
Yeah, I was confused when I got to it.
I mean, again, there's a reason I lent you my volumes of Tokyo Ghoul.
Yeah, that helped out big.
Which you'll agree, the manga's great.
Yeah, the manga's pretty good. I wouldn't call it. But let me say another thing. Jose Sasaki is not as interesting a character as Kaneki.
Yeah, well, he is Kaneki.
No, yeah, but you know what I mean. Like it's the personality-wise, the difference.
You need to read more Re to see what happens.
Put it this way, I was quite happy when we got to the later seasons and it was a lot closer to the original.
Yeah. I mean, Re. I will be the first. I don't think I'm the first to say this. Re is a downgrade from the original series. Still alright.
Well, to be fair, my favourite character in Tokyo Ghoul has always been Toka.
Toka's great.
Which is also a problem because she's barely in Re as well.
She's in a lot more in the second half. That's the unfortunate thing. A lot of it sort of starts moving back to the original Tokyo Ghoul in the second half.
Yeah, but I was like, oh god, I was so bored by that point. I was like, get on with it. And I was watching it for writing for my book. And I was like, oh, I am so fucking bored.
Buy it now at your local crack den. Yes, it will come this broken.
That one has been used as a murder weapon before.
Yeah.
By Reese.
And we'll do again.
Yes.
So, let's...
Gregory? Surely not.
Well, I wonder it caused him to fart.
What do you think? I jammed it down his neck till he farted.
Yeah, I had to come up.
You were the one who fed him the 10 gallons of Mountain Dew.
So let's discuss.
Can we talk about Boruto?
Yeah.
Again, that's all anime original.
And also,
it's like if you need a hint as to how bad it gets, the manga starts with the events of the Boruto movie. It takes the anime a year to get to that point.
Yeah, it's meant.
The weird thing is that the Boruto as a concept, I think, doesn't really work because Naruto's ending is fine.
It is, but I mean, you can also make an argument that it didn't not need to have a sequel.
I mean, it doesn't follow Naruto though. It follows the son, which I think that's okay.
Yeah.
But I also think Boruto is a sign of something that I don't like in a lot of fandoms, not just anime.
Not accepting the ending.
No one accepting that there's an ending and a definitive ending, and that there's no need for any more content.
It's where Dragon Ball went, isn't it? Really.
I mean, in all fairness,
a lot of things have gone
Masashi Kishimoto. This is a monthly Shonen Jump series, so Masashi Kishimoto has kind of slowed down.
Yeah. Put it this way.
With that one, it's more just I think it's more just you don't need to read this, but if fans want to.
Put it this way. Every time you see an article, if you go on somewhere, you see an article of so and so's manga is ending in this many chapters. There's loads of like crying and no, I'm not ready for it to be over. And like with My Hero Academia, I was thinking, no, I'm ready for this to be over.
Yeah. So many training arcs.
Yeah.
I was like that with Komi Can't Communicate because so many people. I think a bunch of people were just like, no, please don't end. I'm just like, it should have ended 50 chapters ago.
Yeah.
It's like going for too long. They're just meandering.
Like, I remember I kind of had that feeling when My Dress Up Darling was ending because I thought it doesn't feel like this is the right time for it to end. But at the same time, when it did end, I was like, no, actually, when I really think about it, there wasn't much more for it to go with.
I was definitely like that when manga get cancelled. Yeah. Like I'm still not over Phantom Seer and Takamine Cinema. Like for God's sake, you're ending that, but you were doing that, but that fucking Due Sorcerer Exorcist manga still going. That one sucks.
But there's
I think there's a difference in enjoyment of like. I'm not ready for it to be over versus I want to see where it goes. I think like it's.
But sometimes you don't need to see where it goes. Sometimes it's good to leave it where it is.
So where I'm at with One Piece is like I do think yes it needs to end, but equally like that of course it needs to end, but it's a long running story.
But you don't want it to just end tomorrow with just end it.
Well, there's a difference between a satisfying ending and an abrupt ending.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, which fucking Bleach manga originally has the very abrupt ending, and that's why I've always been so pleased that it's.
I'm actually kind of worried that's what's going to happen with Zon 100 at the minute because it feels like they're walking to that ending, and I'm sort of thinking, are they going to have enough time to do this, or is this going to get just an abrupt ending?
I mean, I don't think so. Zon 100 has been doing really well.
But hopefully it doesn't get needlessly expanded.
So, like, for example, same with Tonikawa. Tonikawa feels like that's coming to its end soon. But I'm also wondering, are they going to just do this abruptly? Because they are hinting at how it's going to end, and it doesn't sound like it's going to end in a way that's going to satisfy people, whichever decision they make. I probably gave away a little too much with that, but...
You're probably the only person. You're the only person here who's such a big fan of Tonikawa. It's fine.
Still, no, seriously, it's one of the most read manga on Viz's app. You look on the charts on that thing; it's always in like top 10.
Because it's one of the only 10 still going.
Fuck off.
It's only that high because Free Run keeps going on indefinite hiatuses.
Well, and also don't forget about Red's Girlfriend. That's still going.
Yeah, but the difference is Rent a Girlfriend wasn't
which everyone loves.
Yeah, the difference is Rent a Girlfriend felt like it was going to be ending so many times, and yet it never does.
Have you seen it?
I'm on a subreddit called OK Buddy Baka, who does jokes on like promoting the degenerative shit, and really, there's some fucking dumb stuff manga I've learned about through that. And the main one was Rent a Girlfriend.
Yeah.
And they're starting to get fucking tired of it.
Yeah, really.
Like I saw people like during like that bit where Chihiro rejects Kazuya, and they were legit just like, "What the fuck is wrong with this manga?"
And then they sort of undo it like a chapter later. Sort of, but then they don't commit to anything. So we're right back where we started.
Have you heard what
yes, I have.
What the author has done?
No.
He's had Kazuya had a bit of a makeover to look more like him.
Oh,
no joke. He looked.
I'm not kidding.
I'm not joking.
I'm not fucking making this up.
That is so sad.
I'll check.
Just be a literal insert character.
Yeah.
He really. And it was. That's actually been the last straw for me with it.
Yeah.
What was
the first straw?
The first 50 volumes.
Yeah.
No, for all. Trust me. Even again, OK Buddy Baka they were all like.
What was the most recent volume?
Just type up a Kazuya redesign or something.
Yeah, I think what's the example of that? It's like who is it?
Bingo.
There we go.
Incredible.
That's what the author looks like. That's Kazuya's new look.
Right. Okay.
So it's not even hiding it.
It's funny. I think it is the author of Bleach, and he's like, people are like saying, "Can I draw porn of your characters?" And he's like, "Only if you send them to me." Like, and it's so.
Did he say that as a joke though?
No, I think genuinely he's just a horny person. Like, but that's the thing. Like, when you're
we've all seen the growth of Arhime.
Oh god,
yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's like fucking One Piece as well, man. Like,
especially that time skip.
yeah.
No, I will say,
you can't be an author for this type of manga without being a bit freak. You
I
know
will
what
say,
mean?
I will say, Oda gets a lot of shit for that I don't think he deserves. I will say the shit he does.
He probably does.
The shit he does deserve is the fact he defended the author of Rurouni Kenshin. That's where he does deserve the shit he's got.
In all fairness, I think I'm not trying to defend him at all, but more just in all fairness, he was, I think, an assistant on Rurouni Kenshin.
Yeah, but at the same time, you have to draw a line somewhere.
Yeah, I mean, this is the thing. It's been quite divisive. I think even the author of Hunter x Hunter did like a tribute for Rurouni Kenshin a while back.
Because he did a good. Well, that's one of the ways he's kind of gotten away with it for as long as he has, because he's made good friends within the industry.
Yeah, well, exactly. Yeah.
So that way he had a job to come back to, which I mean, we could discuss the ethics or the lack of thereof with Rurouni Kenshin another time,
with the anime
ever.
industry.
I.e., we're never doing that. I'm not touching that subject.
Yeah.
But
Don't look up what the manga writer of Actage did.
No,
I'm very happy the artist of that manga is now doing Ichi the Witch.
Yeah, don't look it up.
I was going to say the name of the show of the story itself is.
Yeah. Don't look it up.
Apparently, it's a massive betrayal because the manga is actually really good.
Oh.
It's of a girl trying to become an actor.
Well, don't purchase.
Not that kind.
Well, don't purchase this if you want to read it. Go and do it
Again,
yourself.
again, I am very happy the artist of that manga is now working on Ichi the Witch, which is brilliant.
Yeah, I'll agree with Elliot. I've read about 5 chapters of it, and I love it.
If you need to hear as to how good it is, it's written by the same person who's done Welcome to the Demon School at Rumakan.
Oh, sweet.
It is legit really good.
And he's repeated that success with Ichi the Witch. They're very similar stories, but they I would say they do distinctly hand out.
I say they're similar in the sense that it has kind of eccentric characters. I'd say as a whole that they are very different stories.
Yeah, Ichi and Aruma are very different protagonists.
Yeah.
I'd like to just throw in as well the
No satisfaction. Damn it! It's in my head again.
The Hajime no Ippo season 2, and you could argue 3 as well. In my view, like the original anime is just for me seminal. I love it. But the sequels compress an awful lot. They abridge a lot of volumes into a short space of time, and like they do hundreds of chapters in the space of like 24 to 12 episode seasons.
Oh God, they do a Promised Neverland.
Well, yeah, I mean they don't cut out. No, in fact they cut out definitely more. But like the story is much bigger. But it goes from I think really good quality down to mid. So it's not as much of like a bad sequel as just a big step down.
Well,
for me that was.
We've talked about bad sequels to good anime. Do you think there's ever the opposite happens? We get a good sequel to a bad anime.
Yes, but
yes. I mean, I'm the outlier here because I do actually quite like the first season of Danmachi. But a lot of people have but I mean, we have a prime example. You weren't a big fan of the first season of Danmachi. You love the series now.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of it after season 2 and 3.
It's fucking peak.
I still think season 3 is the peak of the show, but
I say season 4.
I can see why you said season 4.
Like I like when characters are in like really big danger, and that just really.
Yeah, at least I will say the big thing about that is they're not afraid to put Bell in a situation. You think, how is he going to get out of this one? Because this does seem a bit unwinnable.
Yeah, season 5. I mean, season 5 as well. Fucking brilliant.
Yeah.
Oh shit! Give us season 6, please.
I'm trying to think. That's a hard one, isn't it? Like bad, because we wouldn't have been turned on to something unless we'd sort of watched or seen hype from other people.
Like, okay, what was there a sequel where we really? Maybe a better example is a mediocre show that got a very good sequel. But again, you don't come back.
I wouldn't say it's mediocre, but the second season was definitely better. Tsukimichi Moonlight Fantasy.
Yeah, no, definitely not. I'm not going down that route because.
Yeah, as I said, the first season was great.
Yeah, I really like Tsukimichi.
No, we're not including reboots.
But you are right. The second season is much better.
Yeah.
I would say, for example, but I don't think it works because we're saying Iron-Blooded Orphans because I think the second half they were meant to be two halves of a story, well, despite the fact they are labelled as the first and second season, so it technically meets our category.
Yeah.
Also, Iron-Blooded Orphans is one of the best Gundam series, period.
I established its 10th anniversary.
Just with Sword Art Online, because that was like the two halves to that first season. That was all one season, wasn't it?
Yes, so we'd have to go into saying that.
Anchor Arc was pretty good. Elfine Arc was terrible.
Yeah.
Gun Gale brought it up
Yeah,
again.
It did. Actually, that's a good point.
And then it went all downhill again.
Then it went down with
Yeah.
Excalibur, up with Mother Azaria. Really went down with Alicization.
Yeah.
I hate Alicization, and I know a lot of people disagree with us on this one, but I would stand by it. Alicization.
Mate, a lot of people who like Sword Art Online get better tastes.
It's like Alicization. It's too long. It's too drawn out. It makes no goddamn sense half the time.
Especially because there's so many time skips within that season of Alicization.
Time skips have to be handled so carefully because you risk alienating an audience with them.
Well, what about shows that have been like secret sequels?
Oh, actually, I thought of one. Yu-Gi-Oh! Because I say Duelist Kingdom was okay.
Yeah.
It wasn't really good. Battle City, that's when it really got good.
Can I have one actually going back to the original topic we did? Because I've been thinking this throughout most of the podcast. Would we consider Yu-Gi-Oh! GX a bad sequel to a good anime?
No, see, GX is fun.
It's fun, but it did go downhill because we never got the final season adapted in the West.
Yeah, it's down.
It was season 5.
I mean, if there was any season of Yu-Gi-Oh, I would give that one to probably Arc V.
No, Zexal.
Yeah, Amigos are still worse for me. Especially with Yuma.
Yeah.
Such a terrible protagonist.
All
his duels were bad.
I did watch him in Japanese dub and English dub. I will say, way more tolerable in Japanese.
I will say
the English dub ruined him.
No, put it this way.
Yeah.
Put it this way. There's a very good. There's just the reason why there was never any Zexal merch that came out. No much games, no much.
And he kept sliding out a quarter scale.
And also, because I'm the only one who watch it, I have the right to say this. Sevens was worse.
Yeah.
Yu-Gi-Oh! Sevens was terrible.
Yeah, because basically after Vrains, the franchise went into hibernation for a while, and then we got Rush Duels with Sevens.
Yeah.
To be fair, Vrains is a very forgettable series.
Yeah.
I actually really like Vrains. I'm not
Which is funny, because you're such a massive outlier.
I know. I don't know why. I think Vrains is really fun. I love the Link monsters.
Yeah, which is funny, because I have the same opinion as a lot of other people. In the first 30 episodes, they had 3 recap episodes.
Yeah. The recaps were terrible.
It was...
The recaps were terrible, but it does get better in the later, so there's not nearly as many. In fact, I don't think there is any after that point.
Yeah, Braze has very short production. Some show it's the only one of the original Yu-Gi-Oh! Runs that doesn't have an English dub.
Yeah.
Okay, let's...
I heard an English dub of it somewhere.
No, the only time we heard English voice lines was with Duel Links, where they gave English voice casts.
No, I'm certain I saw like I don't know, it might be... I'm certain there was. It might be on CATV somewhere, I honestly don't know.
You could also say JoJo's Part 4, the sequel to the original JoJo's OVA.
I'm just checking something.
People like
Why was that the first thing that came up?
I have no idea.
People like it.
Vrains isn't on Crunchyroll anymore.
Oh, did it get taken off?
Yeah.
Oh.
No offense, neither is Arc V.
Well, yeah, but...
And no one likes it.
No one likes Arc V.
Yeah.
No one even bothered to license Sevens.
Especially because everyone hated Pendulum Monsters.
Do you think GX at the time was considered a massive downgrade, but now in hindsight we're a bit more...
No, GX was enjoyed at the time.
Yeah, even at the time I really enjoyed it.
By both West and East.
I remember that came out while I was in primary school. Me and my mate Sean, we really loved it.
Get your game on.
Yeah.
That's when the archetypes for Yu-Gi-Oh! Actually really started to come in. And in my opinion, archetypes improved the game dramatically. Yeah,
so the first archetypes we saw were Elemental Heroes, Gladiator Beasts, Cyber Dragons. Whereas in the original Yu-Gi-Oh! Anime, in that era, we didn't really have archetypes. We had just monsters themselves.
Yeah. Would you also say the ancient gear cards as well? Because we did see them in the first duel.
Yeah, because the ancient duel monsters were the cover cards for the first GX set, Elemental Energy, with Ancient Gear Golem.
And the Roids. We all love the Roids. And the Ojamas.
The Ojamas came back because they got tied into Chaz's other decks with the Armed Dragons. So now they actually have support for Ojama, Armed Dragon, and WXYZ.
I love that they did that to Chaz.
Yeah.
Okay. And you can't forget the fucking koalas.
Yes, which also got more support later on. Chumley. So Chumley had an Australia deck. And they got more support down the line as well. But Roy's got new support, and they're still god awful.
I did like the card Airs Rocks Rising though.
Yeah, which one in the Australian deck?
So I feel like we're at the point now where we're playing for time. So here's the thing I want to ask everyone on this: your choice, personal choice, and what you think objective choice. The worst sequel to the worst example we've given today.
Promise Neverland.
Yeah.
Is that for
all.
personal and objective?
For both.
Okay, Reese.
Same.
Ren?
Promise Neverland.
I'd say, personal's One Punch Man, but objectively, I'd say Promise Neverland.
Personal. Promise.
I thought for personal it would be Eureka 7AO.
Convince me, as bad as that is, it didn't do as much damage. I'd say personal. Promise Neverland Season 2, objective, Tokyo Ghoul Route A. The reason I'm going to say Tokyo Ghoul Route A is I think it did so much damage to the franchise, it was never able to recover from.
I think also...
I mean, I would say the same for Promise Neverland, but they concluded it with Season 2.
Yeah, in such a way they cannot be Season 3. Because they did everything as a PowerPoint presentation at the end.
Yeah, because you could argue at the time, you could do more with them. They could go back and actually tell the manga story with Tokyo Ghoul if they hadn't gone straight to read.
Yeah.
You would not have been able to do that with Promise Neverland.
And there probably is never going to be an opportunity to do it.
I think the point, what for me changes the subjective versus the objective is, can you ignore the bad sequel? Because you can't with Promise Neverland.
You cannot with Promise
You
Neverland.
can easily ignore Tokyo
You can
Ghoul.
ignore it with One Punch Man because it ends at the Genos. Sorry, not the Genos. The
Frieza fight.
Doesn't it? Yeah.
Frieza.
Yeah, you wouldn't be able to do it as easy with Tokyo Ghoul as you would with One Punch Man, though, because Tokyo Ghoul does very much end on a cliffhanger.
I mean, how do we do it though? Like, I think that's a pretty.
Okay.
He becomes Japanese champion.
So we've done an excellent. So I'd say this was a really good podcast.
I
I'd say.
enjoyed that. Actually. We had a lot to say.
On this one.
Yeah. Our videos keep getting longer and longer.
Yeah.
Tune in for next year where we do our first ever 6-hour-long one on fucking
it's going to be
Bible Black versus Black Butler. I don't fucking know.
It's going to be a particularly long. It's going to be a particularly long one next time because it's our seasonal roundup.
Yeah.
Which we're coming back to.
I've watched only 2 episodes of anything.
Hence why we're not coming back until the 19th of December.
Yeah.
No, because if we didn't do that, it will be Boxing Day.
Yeah, so 19th of December is when we will be doing our Best of Fall, and we're going to be doing our wild cards as well.
Yeah.
So Ren and Elliot have 2.
Yeah.
For once, woohoo! I
And
get to make 2 choices.
it'll be interesting where this goes. I think I might be the outlier on this one because I reckon everyone's going to like anime that I don't. That I'm not going to like. No, I think I'm going to like what everyone else likes.
I do have a theory on what your wild card's going to be. I'm not going to say what it is. I think it is one we're all going to like, don't worry.
No, I meant more in terms of like the fall selection. I'm not sure everyone's going to like.
That always happens anyway.
Yeah.
I was going to say Cal having different tastes than the 3 of us.
So
You mean the 3 of us don't just watch Blom Big Bopper?
So I'm going to kill you all. So they'll be definitely joining Mr. Sergeant Dandruff in a minute.
Rest in peace, Mr. Dandruff.
The hood lost a real
You
one.
will be missed.
So thank you, everyone. Goodbye.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.